everyone, and welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Disney Travel Podcast with the latest Disney travel news. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Braddock. And today we're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy playlist, transforming Cinderella Castle, and new confections news.
Yes. Confections or connections? Probably both are right in this point.
See?
Yeah, let's start with this. So Guardians of the Galaxy, everybody knows by now, if you're a Disney fan, it is launching on May 27th. There are some previews as well for some
Only
lucky
we could
people.
Be there.
We would have been able to go to one if we were able to get there. Having said that, there's a cool new thing they've done. So this is striking me a little bit like Rock and Roller Coaster.
That's fine. I like this.
But even a step further. So we now know they are going to have a musical soundtrack pumped into your car in some way.
Because of course they are. You know, it wouldn't be a high-speed Disney ride without that.
And the story's pretty funny. So there's 6 songs they've narrowed it down to. And the way it's going to work is you will only get one song on each trip. So, you'll have to ride a lot and see how it feels with different songs. But how did they pick those 6 songs, you may ask?
Yes.
Quite an interesting story.
Well, Disney Imagineers, they came up with more than 100 potential songs. I really want to see that list, speaking of.
Yeah.
But for the Starjumpers on board the sound system. And they narrowed it down to 6. Is the team just kind of wrote it over and over and over and over again to see how the various tracks fit the process. And then they ended up with these 6.
Yeah, so could you imagine writing it 100 times?
Yes, I could. I'm very jealous.
And then narrowing it down till they finally got to 6 songs. And I'm betting you don't know any of... Well, actually, you do know one.
I know.
One of your favorites is on here.
One of them. I know, yeah. I've heard of a bunch of these. Okay.
I will start the list of 6. The first song is September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Old classic. And following that, Disco Inferno by the Tramps, another old disco classic. Up after that, Conga.
Is that like the...
Gloria Estefan.
Okay, yeah, that's...
And the Miami Sound Machine.
Have I not heard... I feel like I've heard that song
Yeah, you
before.
did a dance to it
I was going to say, I know this song. Is that the one you thought I knew?
No.
I was going to say...
I forgot you did a dance to that in your dance recital once.
I know 2 of these songs. Recital, excuse me, it was competition, sorry.
Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
I've heard of this one.
I Ran by Flock of Seagulls.
Yes, and then One Way or Another by Blondie.
And it's, what's interesting about these 6? They're all sort of like, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. It's sort of a slower paced song.
These are very different.
They are, and then most of them are fast-paced, but September's sort of mid-tempo, and Everybody Wants to Rule the World is slower tempo. So how's that going to... It will affect sort of, I guess, your perception of the ride. So it's going to be interesting to see.
For me personally, I can only now imagine One Way or Another playing while I'm riding Rockin'.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just imagining that right now.
In Rockin', they sort of do a medley, but this is just going to be one song per ride. But so you won't know which track until you blast off.
I haven't heard Dude Looks Like a Lady since like 2016, and I'm really mad about that because that was my favorite one.
Yeah, they flipped that. They had that and Love in an Elevator. That was one mix. Now it's a whole different mix.
I know. I really missed that other mix. Disney, please bring it back.
And there's one more piece of news for Cosmic Rewind. We now know who the villain is. It's Isan. Now, transforming Cinderella Castle through Disney PhotoPass.
I'm here for anything that has to do with Cinderella Castle and photos, so what's going on?
You know what this sounds like to me? Okay, so let me explain it, and then I'll tell you what it reminded me of. So Disney PhotoPass is introducing a new service called Cinderella Castle Mural of Memories.
Yes, it costs $9.99.
And I think you have to have PhotoPass first.
I think so, too. So it really costs $109.
Something. But it lets you transform Cinderella Castle with your PhotoPass, and they're using augmented reality, so AR technology. And here's how it works. You get to actually pick a spot on Cinderella Castle, and that's where your photo is going to live digitally. So step 1, you claim your place on the castle. So you're going to go around the castle with your phone, and you'll see what areas are open, and go, okay, this is my spot. I'm going to pin my photo here. And people going along will be able to see people's pictures through their phone, but you can't see it in real life. It's so cool.
That's pretty cool.
So you pick your spot, and if it's available, then you select you go into PhotoPass, you choose one of the eligible photos, so it has to be a photo from your PhotoPass, or you can use a generic one that they're going to provide, but it can't be any photo from your phone is what they're getting at. And then you will be able to pin that. So it's $9.99. And then you get to download it as well. There's a downloadable sort of cool edition. So you'll have a spot on Cinderella Castle to pin your photo, and it's going to be there for 3 years, at least, they said.
That's pretty cool.
So every time you go, you can see your photo pinned there.
They're like trying to do the stones, but
That's exactly. Oh, you got it. That's what I was thinking. This is a digital version of the bricks they used to have
honestly,
all
I
around.
think it's kind of cool.
I think it's kind of cool too.
I think it's a good idea. I like it.
Yeah, so for $10, and then you get also a video of, so in addition, so you pay $10, you pin your photo to the wall, you pick which one you want, but then of all your photos from PhotoPass, I'll put a picture that they've put out for promo. You get sort of a video of all your photos flying out from the castle that you can download or post on social.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And then also a $16.95 value, they say, but the value is only whatever they make it. But you also get to download a high-res version of whatever photo you pinned, and so that you can print it off and frame it if you want. So it'll be not just a low-res version. And then if you're a cast member or an annual pass holder or Disney Vacation Club or Club 33, you'll get sort of a personalized border with your name on it and all sort of cool stuff like that. So,
Ooh.
yeah. And then...
Honestly, this sounds very enticing.
Yeah, and then they're going to sort of release new sections of the castle as it fills up. So I'm guessing maybe some will be outside, some will be inside.
Like $10 is a lot, but it's not that much.
$10, $9.99. And in Disney vacation terms,
That's true. That's like
$9.99
two
is
popcorns, not even.
not even. It's half the cost of a cup
Yeah.
of one of those bottomless cups.
That's a good point.
So, needless to say, I'm pretty sure we are going to try this out.
Yes, definitely.
I can't even think of what are the hot spots. Like, whoever gets to pick first. Is it going to be right beside the front door?
I don't care. I
At the
just
back?
want a
I don't
spot.
care where it is either. In a way,
Be
do
kinda
you
cool.
want a lot of people, or do you want it to be in a cool, unique spot for people who really look like around sort of behind when you come up from the Sleepy Hollow area, that backside across from the Cinderella Fountain?
Me personally, I kind of think it'd be interesting to have like a hidden spot that like only select few people find. But I mean, I'm not, if the only spots available are like open spots, I'm not going to be like, no, I want to be a secret.
It's going to be sort of
Like, it
fun to
doesn't
see
really
how
matter
claim
to
this
me.
spot now sort of thing. And
Claim it.
that's what I guess that's what it's going to be like. We'll see. So that's pretty cool. I
wonder
like that
how
a lot.
popular it's going to be.
Yeah, so get ready for the transformed Cinderella Castle.
I'm excited.
And in other news, we now know Connections Cafe and Eatery is open at Epcot. And a lot more. It's pretty cool, some of the stuff here.
So when you walk past Spaceship Earth and the park Connection Eater, it's just to the left, and it has like floor to ceiling windows, and I'm pretty sure there's like modern decor in it. They've tried to like
Well, they've
spruce
done a lot of
kind
cool things. They've really tried to, because Epcot really never was tied to Walt Disney's original vision.
Unfortunately.
So this is World Celebration. Everything's World something. So in all the World neighborhood stuff, they're trying to bring in components of Walt's vision. So yeah, it's pretty much sounds like it's where Electric Umbrella was, which was to the left as you went past Spaceship Earth.
Sounds better than Electric Umbrella.
And it's got two sides to it. So one side serves lunch and dinner, and then there's a cafe and pastry shop that's open all day. So if you go really early in the morning, you can get a coffee and pastry now.
Do they sell like breakfast foods or just pastries?
It says cafe and pastry. So they do sell breakfast food at Sunshine Seasons over in the land, but I don't know. I doubt it'll be like bacon and eggs, but it's probably going to be croissants and stuff. And they also have a new place in France Pavilion, so there's more and more places to get early morning stuff there now.
I really think it would be a good idea if they just did Walt's original vision. I would really like them to.
Yeah, well, it's too late to do that now,
Well,
especially with all the Reedy Creek stuff that's going on if they
Maybe-
take away. Also within Connections Eatery, going
good
back to the
idea.
story, there's a mural in there called Global Gathering. So there's a real global theme to the restaurant, and it is one wall entirely, and it's sort of the heart of the restaurant, and it shows people gathering around food from around the world, and it is one of the biggest murals
I was going to say, I believe I heard that.
ever created by Walt Disney Imagineering. So we will have to see how big it really is.
And you can also see the chefs at work in there. I believe there's 3 show kitchens.
Yeah, so you can sort of see inside what's going on.
Yeah, I think they just tried to put like a bunch of different cultures together. I'm really excited. I think Connection sounds like a very exciting read. I think they're going to be baking everything, like from pizza to burgers and sprinkling pixie dust on new desserts, from milkshakes to, yes, they have waffles.
That Liege waffle you want to try.
I wanted
is
waffles.
There. So The chefs won't be able to do sneaky things to your food at Connections because you'll be able to see them.
As opposed to the chefs doing sneaky things to your food at other
behind
places?
the scenes. You don't want to know what goes on in restaurants, having worked in some. Maybe not Disney restaurants, but it's sort of like the...
What a pleasant thing to say.
It's like the candy on Main Street. When you said confections, you were sort of right in a way. You know how you can see them making candy apples and all that sort of stuff, or making fudge and all that on Main Street.
I definitely remembered what it was called.
And also, whether it's tea or coffee, whatever you like, they're going to showcase different cultures of these drinks from around the world. So maybe they'll have some cool teas, some cool coffees. So if you want something different than your in-park Starbucks or Joffrey's, you're going to head over to Connections in the morning. And also, don't forget to look down. Always at Disney, do not forget to look down, because if you love Walt Disney and the original Epcot...
Oh, I thought you were saying to look down on Disney, and I was like, why?
No, look down while at Disney.
Oh, yes.
What will you see?
Because there were 3 original floor inlays inspired by Walt's 1966 Florida Project site plans, where Epcot was to serve as the center of Disney World as I had hoped that they would do. But these details are to honor Walt's original dream.
Yeah, so I like how they're trying to, keep the dream alive, as it were, and put those things in. So Connection sounds good. So take a look around. You know what's sad for me when I'm reading this? I go, it's going to be so cool when it first opens, and then what's going to happen is people just start tramping in there. It becomes like a school cafeteria. It gets all sort of run down and dirty.
You don't know
I
that.
hope not. I know, I hope not, because there are those fine details. There's a lot of detail in this restaurant, so I'm looking forward to checking it out. Another one I'm less enthused about, but other people might be more, just because it was so long in the past. Jumping over to Animal Kingdom Park.
If you care about Nemo, you'll be excited because the Nemo Show is getting an update. Finding Nemo, the Big Blue, and Beyond opened this summer at Animal Kingdom Park.
Yep, no date yet.
It's fully updated and is now 25 minutes, incorporating live performers and puppets, as well as many favorite songs from the original Finding Nemo, the musical.
Now, is this shorter? I think it actually is shorter at 25. The other one...
I thought it was like 30-something
The other
before.
one, it felt like it. It was really long. It's a good show, but it's super long. And in addition to a new script, they have some new set pieces. So there's a sounds cool, LED video wall that'll sort of extend the world beyond the stage, beyond the sets. And these aren't small. There's a 32-foot sunken submarine and a fish tank volcano that's 15 feet tall.
32 feet?
So the old one didn't have that sort of... It was more of those shadow puppets, right? Or whatever you call them, the black light sort of stuff. So this one sounds like it might have a little bit more to it. It's been updated with a little bit more tech, so...
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Finding Nemo, but I might have to check this out. That actually sounds pretty cool.
And then finally, to close it out, what would the show be without a quick shot of a foodie guide?
Mother's Day is coming up and Disney is ready.
As usual, just to set the stage, we're not going to go through every single dish. Check out our show notes and blog post at 1923mainstreet.com if you want to read what is available everywhere. But we will highlight for you our select favorites.
Yes, I believe you have all of the ones from California.
Yeah, so at Disneyland, no surprise, the Grand Californian Holiday Cart has... one thing that I think everyone should try, the cookie shots.
Yes.
And you can get it with milk or liqueur. So kids and adults alike. And those are those cups made out of a cookie. And then they put a shot in it and they put some like nice sort of fancy whipped cream on top. So not only do you take the shot, but you eat the cup.
Can someone ship this to me?
So I think that is very cool. That's at the Grand Californian Hotel Holiday Cart.
I think everything from that holiday cart sounds good. I mean, they've also got macaron going on. So
it's not a huge foodie guide. So that's the only thing I highlighted from. Sorry, mothers, you only get limited foodie guide compared to other things.
I don't think you need more than that cart. That cart's got everything you could possibly want.
You just stand at that cart all day doing
exactly.
Chocolate chip,
I definitely would
doing shots. All right. I'm over at Walt Disney World now. Do you want me to go first?
Yes, I also highlighted this one, but go ahead.
Okay. Sunshine. We just were talking about Sunshine Seasons, which is in the Land Pavilion at Epcot. You can talk about it.
This was my personal favorite one.
Very cool. I'll post a picture.
Yes. Mother's Day cupcake with red velvet. It's a red velvet cupcake with chocolate chip fudge filling and caramel buttercream.
Yeah, and it looks cool too. So
it looks nice.
I try to... Well, not try to. I tend to veer towards the ones that are a good combination of looks good and tastes great. So this one promises to fill all those check boxes.
It sounds delicious.
And
Will
then
it
have
taste
a couple
delicious?
more. I
Remains
have one.
to be seen.
This one's interesting. These are all my favorite places. Surprise, surprise. Disney's Grand Floridian Resort at Gasparilla Island Grill, which is the quick service there. There's a Mother's Day mimosa cake.
Thought you'd like this.
Golden sponge cake topped with chocolate Cinderella slipper. I was just talking about that in the last episode. Filled with mimosa-flavored mousse. And what does it say in the bracket?
Contains alcohol.
Contains alcohol.
I mean, it's a mimosa-flavored mousse. What do you expect?
This is one you definitely want to take Mom to when you're at the Grand Floridian.
Making assumptions about...
That's May 6th to May 8th.
Yes.
And then finally on mine, I don't know if you have any other ones.
I do. I have 2 more.
All right, I'll do Riviera Resort. So we're hitting the highlights here at all the DVC properties. There is a mini dessert chocolate box. So it's a handcrafted chocolate box with a ganache brownie, raspberry macaron, and lemon madeleines.
Yeah,
So,
I think we'd like this.
Yeah, I
'cause
think I would like that. That's at Le Petit Café.
I would take the brownie, and then you could have the lemon stuff, and Mommy could have the raspberry macaron.
All right, let's close it out with your favorite
Yes.
final 2.
At Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, I liked the strawberry rose cupcake, which is a rose-scented cupcake
Ooh, yeah.
filled with a
Oh,
strawberry rose mousse topped with a
missed that.
strawberry buttercream and white chocolate decor.
Rose scented. I saw that and it does look cool.
It actually looks very appetizing, so that was interesting to me. And then at Steakhouse 71 in Disney's Contemporary Resort, I was just interested in the overall brunch because it had like Walt's Prime Rib Hash and the Floridian Eggs Benedict and baked eggs, which I am personally interested
Oh
in.
yeah, so it could be. So there you go. Go for
They
brunch
claim
there,
it's new.
and then get your snacks over at the Grand Floridian.
Yes, exactly. That's a perfect day.
Perfect day. Perfect Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day in advance for everyone. All right, everyone, that's the show for this week with the latest Disney travel news. Thank you for joining us. We will see you again next week, and have a magical day.
Bye.